Can you feel it? That slight tightening in your chest, the shallow breath you did not notice until now, the way your eyes dart to the corner of the room. You are safe. You know you are safe, but your body does not believe you. Your body is still living in the dark. Welcome to File 28. Today we are not talking about what scares you. We are talking about what fear actually is. Most people think fear is an emotion, a reaction, a bug in the system. They are wrong. Fear is not a bug. Fear is a feature. It is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used to build or to break. Throughout history, power has not been maintained by force alone. Force is expensive. Force is messy. Fear is cheap. Fear is clean. Fear does the work for you. There are 5 levels of fear operating in your life right now. Most people only see the first one. If you cannot identify the others, you are already trapped. We begin at the surface. Level 5, the fear of immediate threat. This is the oldest code in your DNA. It is the shadow that looks like a person. It is the snap of a twig in the woods. It is the sudden brake lights on the highway. This fear is honest. It is primal. It screams at you to run, to fight, to survive. But in the modern world, this signal is hijacked. You are not running from a predator. You are running from a notification. You are fighting an email. Your body floods with cortisol for a meeting that will not kill you. You are living in a state of permanent emergency. And when you are always running, you never stop to look at who is chasing you. This is the first layer of control. Keep them busy, keep them stressed, keep them alive but not living. But there is something deeper. Level 4, the fear of anticipation. Physical pain is bearable. It is the waiting that breaks you. Imagine sitting in a room, the lights are off. You hear a door open somewhere in the house. You do not know who it is. You do not know what they want. Your mind fills in the blanks, and your mind always chooses the worst possible scenario. This is where power operates, uncertainty. When you do not know when the shoe will drop, you cannot prepare, you cannot relax. You walk on eggshells, you soften your voice, you make yourself small. This is the fear used in abusive relationships, in corrupt workplaces, in unstable regimes. They do not need to punish you every time. They just need you to know that they could. The threat is more powerful than the act. Because the act ends, the threat lives in your head forever. Now we go deeper. Level 3, the fear of exile. 10,000 years ago, if you were kicked out of the tribe, you died. Loneliness was not sadness, it was a death sentence. Your brain still believes this. This is why silence is so painful. This is why being ignored feels like physical injury. When the group turns against you, your nervous system screams that you are ending. Power knows this, so they use isolation as a weapon. Cancel culture, ostracization, the cold shoulder. They do not need to kill you. They just need you to know that they could. The threat is more powerful than the act. Because the act ends, the threat lives in your head forever. Now we go deeper. Level 2, the fear of chaos. Look at the world. Systems are failing. Trust is eroding. The rules are changing. You were promised that if you followed the rules, you would be safe. You went to school, you got the job, you paid the taxes. But the ground is shifting beneath your feet. This fear is not about a specific enemy. It is about the absence of order. It is the feeling that the ship is sinking and there are no lifeboats. When people feel this level of fear, they do not seek freedom. They seek a strong man. They seek someone to tell them what to do. They will trade their liberty for a promise of stability. This is how tyrants are born. They do not create the fear. They just point to it. They say, I am the only one who can stop the chaos, and you hand them the keys, because the fear of the unknown is worse than the fear of the cage. But there is one level deeper, the bottom. Level 1. The fear of self. This is the one no one talks about. It is not what's out there in the dark. It is what's in here. What if you are not the victim? What if you are the monster? What if you are capable of the same cruelty you condemn? What if when pushed enough, you would break too? This is the existential dread, to look in the mirror and not recognize the eyes staring back. This fear paralyzes you from within. It stops you from seeking power because you are afraid of what you would do with it. It stops you from speaking because you are afraid your voice isn't worth hearing. It stops you from living because you are afraid of who you might become. This is the ultimate control, when you are your own jailer, when the lock is on the inside. So, we have walked through the 5 levels, from the primal instinct to the anticipation of pain, to the terror of exile, to the chaos of the world, to the horror of the self. It seems hopeless. It seems like you are surrounded, but there is a way out, and it is not what you think. Courage is not the absence of fear. That is a lie sold to soldiers and fools. Courage is the recognition of fear. It is looking at the shadow and naming it. When you name the fear, it shrinks. When you understand that your anxiety is a hijacked survival signal, you can turn down the volume. When you realize that exile is no longer a death sentence, you can speak the truth. When you accept that chaos is natural, you stop looking for a savior. And when you accept your own capacity for darkness, you gain control over it. You are not weak because you are afraid. You are human, but you are not a tool. Fear is a signal, not a command. It tells you where the danger is. It does not tell you to run. It tells you to pay attention. So the next time you feel that tightening in your chest, do not suppress it. Do not scroll past it.